Yeah, I know. The moment we start talking about things like globalism, I turn into David Icke and everyone else turns into lizards. But globalism is not a conspiracy theory. It's just what some people believe in. If you Google it, you'll find lots and lots of people buy into it. What is globalism? Put simply, it's the idea that the people of the world must be governed globally, and there are a series of plans and stages to make that happen. Now, I don't know about you, but I have enough trouble trying to book a holiday, let alone coming up with a theory for the organisation of global humanity. But some people think they can do that, and they think about the problems of the world and come up with theories and ways of running things. Marxism, Communism and Socialism are just three other examples. Globalism, like these other isms, is a grand plan. Unlike some isms, it hasn't killed tens of millions, yet at least. Globalism is not a new idea. Way back in 1931, the grandfather of UK Guardian newspaper columnist Polly Toynbee is quoted as saying, "We are at present working discreetly but with all our might to wrest this mysterious political force called sovereignty out of the clutches of the local national states of our world, and all the time we are denying with our lips what we are doing without hands." Now, in fairness to globalism, we do have global problems. We have finite resources of non-renewable energy, we have oceans polluted with plastic, and lots of other problems that need global solutions. You're watching this video via an American social media channel over which we in the UK and the rest of the world have no direct democratic influence. Globalisation is a reality. We buy, sell and all consume goods from all over the world. We have a need for governance. But does that mean that we need to sweep away national governments and replace them with global government? Doesn't it just mean that we need collaboration between different nations, treaties and agreements between sovereign states to tackle these issues, international organisations to deal with international issues? Isn't human progress and innovation driven by different ways of looking at things and doing things? Isn't part of the beauty of our planet its diversity and differences? And can't we work together where there's common interest to get things done? Well, globalists don't think that's the answer. They think that rather than people of the world being persuaded to do things for the common interest, they need to be compelled or forced by global government and controlled by global law. I guess globalists console themselves with the thought that what they're doing is for the sake of the good of humanity. They're true believers. They're doing something that they don't even expect to be achieved in their own lifetime. They're building their cathedrals for humanity, or so some of them believe. But actually, it's an elitist thing. Globalists tend to be wealthy individuals, academics, or politicians who see themselves as being those at the top of the tree. The major beneficiaries of globalism are, of course, the globalists, and those regular folk who pay the price of its attempts to force change are just paying a noble price for the betterment of humanity, or so the justification goes. You don't see thousands of people on the streets campaigning for globalism, or perhaps you do, but they just don't really understand what they're doing. Maybe, ultimately, the world will naturally become one homogenised global state, but rather than focusing political efforts on trying to make that happen, shouldn't politicians be focused on solving the world's problems? If the environmental campaigners are right, we're moving forward far too slowly on the big global problems. We need action now, not when some perfect new global government has been formed. But what's all this got to do with the European Union? As you may know, there's a plaque in the EU Visitors Centre in Brussels which says, "National sovereignty is the root cause of the most crying evils of our time and of the steady march of humanity back to tragic disaster and barbarism. The only final remedy for this supreme and catastrophic evil of our time is the Federal Union of the Peoples." Quite extreme. There's a major contradiction at the centre of the European Union. On one hand, the nation-state is the root of all evil, yet the EU's doctrine of ever closer union, which therefore results in ultimate union, creates a single, larger state. But surely this would then be evil, no? Well, yes, but as Mr. Brzezinski, who was once US President Jimmy Carter's national security advisor in the 70s and was later an advisor to President Barack Obama, stated, "We cannot leap into world government in one quick step. The precondition for genuine globalisation is progressive regionalisation." The EU is an example of this progressive regionalisation, a region that would supposedly, eventually, become part of the global state. Professor Alan Sked of the London School of Economics has this to say on it.
What they wanted was a federal Europe, which would become part of a federal world government. And there's no doubt about that.
So actually, the completion of the European project is a major step towards the goal of globalism. In a future video, I'll look at how European economic integration, the EU customs union and the single market is all part of a theoretical plan put together by a man who was born at the end of the 1800s and published his theory in 1950. To see our future videos, follow us on Twitter or Facebook, but be sure to select See First, or the chances are you may not see the videos in your newsfeed. Or to be sure you don't miss anything, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon. That way you'll get a notification by email as soon as a new video is available. In the meantime, please do help us out and like and share or retweet this post so your friends and followers can see it too. Thanks for watching. See you next time.